So Alice and we are going to introduce you to the skills that were trained in Urban Shift. Alice, go to the first slide. Basically, Urban Shift focuses on developing entrepreneurial mindsets, competencies and skills for learners and trainers as well. Moves away from pure knowledge transfer to skill development, and aligns with future European labor market demands. Alice, show the next slide. Basically, as you can see in this slide, I mean, there are global trends that I think that most of us are aware of. For example, we see job destructions through automatization. We see the rise of non-standard employment as the ones that Kyle was talking about, like working online, temporary jobs, self-employment, working remotely, and the emergence of new jobs, for example. Alice, next slide. And in this slide, we have really recent data from this, the European Center for the Development of Vocational Learning. And here in this graph, what we can see is that the students like coming out of vocational training, the ones that have skills in digital skills, business skills, communication skills, they are prone to have better jobs, more jobs than the ones that don't have them. So Urban Chief trained those skills, and also the green and the resilient skills, in the belief that these skills will empower students to navigate in their careers amid the uncertainty and the complexity of today's world. Alice, next one. As Fiona said, we based Urban Chief was one of the approaches we used was challenge-based approach. Basically, it's a real-world dynamic approach where learners tackle complex, open-ended challenges. Actually, Kyle mentioned that the challenges were really broad, so they defined the challenges they want to tackle. So it's in the student's hand to decide what they want to do. This, as it has been said, during the first batch, in the first year of the program, the students tackled the challenges of food waste and urban heat islands. And in the second year, they tackled the challenges of extreme weather and mobility. And this approach, in some way, what he wants is to prepare the students for evolving professional environments. It encouraged self-directed learning and critical thinking, foster collaboration across multidisciplinary teams, and participants identified the necessary knowledge and apply it to the development of innovative solutions. Fiona?
Why Fiona?
No, sorry, Alice.
Okay.
I'm totally confused.
Yeah.
Sorry for that.
So here we wanted to tell you a bit more of how we trained those skills. First of all, this table was taken from, let's say, the application, our project application back 3 years ago. So as you can see, we already had planned to work on these 4 categories of skills. Of course, then throughout the project, we knew more what the students needed. We knew more what their projects were about. So we tried to make even our trainings more specific for them. But generally speaking, yeah, regarding green skills, we try to teach the students what were the current regulatory developments, especially in the EU, regarding sustainability, and like reporting standards, the EU taxonomy, but then even other kind of skills like the carbon footprint calculation or circular economy, or materials, for example, like sustainable materials for construction and so on. Then regarding digital skills, These are more, of course, standard skills, but of course you need them even for sustainability projects or sustainable companies. So we have here prototyping, social media, digital imaging, web positioning, data gathering, communication, and so on. And then, of course, to build up a business, you need business skills. So these were the business skills we tried to transmit or train: business planning, value proposition, pitching, finances, leadership, lean methodology, design thinking, accounting. And then, as Marite will talk more about later on, an important part, or as Kyle also said, an important part were these transversal skills. So these are more soft skills that, of course, you can learn them through a training, but these are also competencies that you develop while doing things, while working with people. Okay. Then this is an important source for businesses, maybe. This is a European platform. It's called the European Classification of Skills or Competencies, Qualifications and Occupations. Here, they basically developed a platform that contains a lot, really, like more than 3,000, as you see, occupations of the future or currently developing occupations. And then you have a list of skills and competencies that relate to these occupations. And yeah, there is also a list of qualifications, so trainings or diplomas and so on. So we try to look at this platform also to gather, collect ideas on the skills we wanted to develop. More on the skills acquisition and development. So what is important in these slides are these 7 learning events here. They were already partly mentioned by Fiona before. So basically these were all the occasions, all the opportunities that learners had to, let's say, work together, learn from us, from the trainers, and develop their skills. What is important here is that, after every single event, after every one of these learning events, we were always doing a questionnaire for the students, but also for the trainers. And one of the main things that we were asking in these questionnaires was about skills. So what kind of skills did you learn? What kind of skills did you train? Did you learn anything new? So this was very important for us to understand whether we were, let's say, teaching the right things, but also whether the students were learning things. Maybe they were learning things that we didn't even want to teach them. So this was this extra, let's say, value added, right, of our trainings, of our program. In every learning event, we were developing a template, and in the template or in the program, let's say, or the agenda of the learning event, we were also always thinking about the skills that we wanted to have, we wanted to develop or to transmit during this event. These are screenshots I took from the template of the kickoff, so the first time where students were seeing each other. So for example, these were the green skills of that event. These were the digital and business skills for that event. And these were the transversal skills of that specific event. So the focus was really on skills in every learning event of the Urban Shift project. Please, Marita.
Yes. I mean, in Urban Shift, as it has been said, we use the design thinking approach, this human-centered approach that is very useful to tackle complex problems as the ones that we were tackling, urban heat islands, mobility, and so on. And it focuses on the needs of others and try multiple approaches before setting on a solution. What I think that is great about this approach is that it's iterative. It's an iterative approach. This approach was introduced to students at the beginning of the program. Actually, in the first 5 days events, when they gather face to face, they go through at least the first 5 steps. They start to build an idea of what they want to develop, but they go outside, they start to talk with people, they empathize with people and see if the idea of their solution was really good or not. But then they go back and define it, they ideate, they prototype, and they sort of show it to us. And I think that is really good about this methodology is that when you want to gain a skill or a competency, you have to repeat it. And then this design thinking methodology, what allows you is this repetition. And in terms of, if you are talking about skills, I think that is a great methodology. And I think that people gain skills like social, cognitive, research, and creative skills. Next one, Alche. And as Kyle, I agree with him. For me, one of the most interesting, valuable things about Urban Chief is that it gives the opportunity to students to work in multidisciplinary teams. I work as a coach in Urban Chief, and I can tell you that most of the teams face with many of these dysfunctions that appear in this pyramid. This is a very well-known like team dysfunctionality. I bet that the people that work here in HR know about it. It's the 5 dysfunctions of a team. I mean, these students came from different disciplines. They create teams where they didn't know each other at the beginning. They came from different universities, different disciplinary backgrounds, different cultures, nationalities. So it was really hard at the beginning, no? I think that another thing that this project had, and I'm sure that Adam will talk about it, is they put a coach, like in some way accompany the groups, those teams, and that in some way when those groups face those challenges, they have someone that maybe bring light to their team. Maybe it's just facilitating a safe space for collaboration, just encouraging questioning, reframing the problem, like make them see the problem as challenges, not as problems or obstacles, and celebration, no, of the accomplishments. So I think that it was a great learning by doing experience on team collaboration, for example, to build empathy, inclusiveness, open dialogue, or embrace productive conflict, or drive clarity and buy-in. Sometimes when they discuss their ideas, I mean, sometimes they just agree. They agree on something. Sometimes there's no consensus, but I say, okay, I go for it. I commit to that idea. That's a great learning. Or this type of work encourage ownership and holding accountability, take responsibility of what you can bring to the team, what can you do for the project. And then the learning of focus on results and collective success rather than putting the focus on your own agenda. So I think that all these skills are really good and really, I mean, I'm talking from someone who is working on a company. There is something really necessary and very valuable. And it's not something really commonly taught at any university in either at architecture, engineer, or business schools as well. So I think that it was really a great program because of that. Alice?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, here we wanted to give you some examples of the contents of our trainings. So these were specifically specialized skills trainings in which the educational institutions were teaching the startups different skills. So you can see that the University of Media, for example, organized some trainings on project management, prototyping, brand strategy, validation, market competition, and so on. And then the University for Architecture organized trainings. Yeah, they did a general introduction of the projects, but then if we go here on the bottom, we can see, for example, computation and fabrication support and strategies, fabrication of the prototypes, practical sessions. So they were really the students that built up the prototypes, the physical products at least. Then we did some trainings on product and process development, carbon footprint, circular economy, ecosystem stakeholder, risk management, and the University for Business organized trainings on sustainable business models, development of a startup, and then they talked about the Vienna entrepreneurial ecosystem, funding opportunities, SDGs, and then pitching. In the second year of the program, instead, we had, I cannot go on with the slides anymore. Oh. Yeah, in the second year of the program, we had these contents. So they were very similar, but yeah, we tried also to adapt it to the feedback we got from the previous year. So we tried to integrate those feedback and in case include some more training when necessary. And then, I don't know, I cannot go on anymore with the slides. Yeah, this is the last slide anyways. We had also some advanced skills training, so other trainings that we organized for the students. And here you can see that we had some more trainings on design thinking and lean startup made by Green Innovation Group and Pretty Ugly Duckling, and then pitching and market entry, sustainability assessment and B Corp framework. And we had then, lean and project management, pitching again, B Corp again, also in the second year, and the University for Media also organized in the second year a session on brand management.